Firstly, I would like to remind how you should read the question and standard for portal testing. Here, I give a case, a magnetical toy set contain some rules as receipt magnet. Yet, on this standard, there are some keyword. It is a toy and include rules as receipt magnet. And as a second sentence, describe the straight spherical and diameter, and then maximum flux density of the magnet is kilogauss. Based on this information, you are required to answer these three subsections. I ask you to read across 4.38. Okay, now we go to the standard. Here, for the 38 magnet, because it is a magnetic toy, then we should understand whether the toy falls into the scope of this section. Okay, firstly, when we read the standard or the different general requirements, we must understand whether the toy or the product fall into the scope of the such requirement. Okay, this requirement is intended to address induction hazard associated with toy intended for children up to 14 years of age containing a hazardous magnet. Okay. Firstly, we should understand whether the toy is intended for children up to 14 years age. The answer is yes, because it is a toy. And then, does the product set include hazardous magnet? Here, I just mentioned it is a listed as receipt magnet. What is the definition of a hazardous magnet? As I mentioned in the lectures, you are required to refer section 3 to find the definition. A magnet which is a small object and which has flux index greater than or equal to 50. How to calculate the flux index? 8.25.1. Firstly, we should measure the flux density. Okay, I already provide the flux density 0.5 kilogauss. And then we should measure the area, the pole area. It means the diameter of spiral. And then how to calculate? You should refer this standard to calculate the flux index. It means kilogauss square mm square. You can use the data I provided to calculate the flux index, whether larger or equal to the 50. If the flux index already less than this value, then it is not a hazardous magnet. It means the product is passed. If the flux index larger than or equal to 50, then you should check whether it is a small object. Refer 4.6 and figure 3. Here it is figure 3 diagram. How do we define whether it is a small object or not? If any parts can be fully and meet within this small part cylinder, then it is a small object. It means if the sphere can be fully placed in the cavity of this cylinder, then it is a small part. I already provide the diameter of the sample. I think you can find out whether it is a small object or not. So for the question 1, you are required to calculate the flux index and check whether it is a lucid small object. That is why this question carries 6 marks. Based on the result, you will answer whether it can meet the standard or not. And then question 2, just answer. For example, if it is not a small object, then it's the reason. That is why question 2 carry less mark. Okay? But for the calculation and check whether it is a small object, please do by yourself. Okay, for question D, I ask you to explain any 5 methods to compile requirement circular for rigid material. Okay, as I mentioned, you are required to meet the 4.18.2. Here, a small paragraph, very short, I think less than 100 words. Okay, now as previous example. Firstly, what kind of product fall into this section? Here, what is the title? Circular hole in rigid material. 2 keywords, circular hole and rigid. If your product is not made of rigid material, does your product fall into the scope of this section? If no circular hole, so for example, there's a rectangular opening, then does your product fall into the scope of the requirement? There are 2 methods how to modify your product in case you include circular hole or rigid material. And then you should read the course carefully. What is the requirement? First is like as previous magnetic toy product. What is the age grading? Maximum age grading is 65 years old. And then it also specifies type of hole. Although your product includes circular hole, is fine hole falling into the scope of the standard? You should check what kind of the structure, what kind of material, what kind of strength specified in the course. Then you can develop the modification method. Okay? So you should read all important keywords here. As I mentioned, you should read some keyword on section 3 carefully. The keyword is very important. For example, I mentioned rigid material. What is the meaning of rigid? Hardness is greater than 70, so A. Then What is mean of soft? Hardness less than 70. Sorry, it's soft. Okay. Okay. I think both example can teach you how to read the standard and develop your answer. Any other question? Okay. A student asks, is it required to attend online classes next week? No, because the laboratory section postponed. So you can refer to our teaching schedule. Sorry, please. Here. Eddie already put the schedule into OLE here. I think you can see the schedule, teaching schedule. You should join the online lesson on 10th of March. You have 2 weeks short holiday. I will release the video after the lecture. You will attend 3 lectures delivered by Pudding Spoon. Okay. Any other questions? I will not release any answer about your assignment or experiment. Just teach you how to read the standard and then to develop your answer by yourself. Yes, according to the ASTM standard, the course 4.6 small object is equal to small part. You refer to 4.6, you can see that the equipment is small part cylinder. Actually, depending on different standard, they will use different terms to describe the same one. For example, now I am technically the terms. I think you can see the term in the screen, pacifier. What is the meaning in Chinese language? It is United States term. And then what is the other country call this term? Also use English. Okay, Smurfer. EU, Europe, use this term. Baby dummy. This term used in Australia. Depending on different country, although they use the same English, but they use different terms to describe. So when you find the standard, please check carefully. Okay, another one. I give an example. It is a BS standard. Hot water bottles. You can see the photo. 唔係熱水樽啊，中文暖水袋。So please read the definition of the important term on the standard carefully. And why I asked you to carry out the let me show the wait. Sorry, disappear. Something disappear. Okay, let me to find the. Okay, I think it's great. Okay, here I go back to my handout. when you carry out the drop ball test for lens, you will check whether there is a crack on the products. What is the meaning of the term crack? In Chinese 裂咗咯，咩叫裂啊？ What is the meaning of crack lead? The standard describe the term means the fractures of material to full thicknesses of the material. It means surface crack is not crack. We should make sure that the crack is from the top to the bottoms. 裂啊，唔好就咁睇住話裂咗，要睇係咪裂晒由頂去底通晒嗰啲先叫裂啊。如果喺 testing 嚟講，所以佢個講到明 full thickness 啊。所以你睇 standard 嗰啲嘢全部要睇翻 definition， 睇翻個 scope 啊。Okay, any other questions about your assignment or your handout? For your laboratory section, some students ask whether you will submit the answer individually or by group. For your laboratory section, you are required to submit dataset individually. So don't worry if the group didn't have some, for example, free riders. Both laboratory are postponed until further notice issued by university. Question for Q4. What is the which one? The drawing is not here. Don't worry, just you are required to see the shrek. The dimension is not important. You are not required to consider the dimension. You just consider how to modify the structure or the strength of the products. Okay, any other question? Okay, if no, any other question, you can leave now. I will stay for while. In case you have any other question, you can ask.